folks. So if you're sending out email marketing to your current customers, which chances are you are, basically any company does this, you have to figure out how to sell to your existing customers in a way that will actually get them to open it, that will get them to engage, will actually get you sales to the people who already like and trust your company and your products. And that's a big challenge. So I just wanted to call out Post Hog real quick because Post Hog is amazing. And I'm absolutely floored by how good this approach is. So I want to go ahead and break it down. So what we're looking at is Post Hog's sales marketing email, and it's fairly small. In the description, I'll include a link to this post if you want to see the image itself. But it's your cartoon of a hedgehog. M is for marketing. It's even wearing a dunce cap, making fun of itself. The official Post Hog logo. So right there, it's got the hook, the catchy, quirky style of Post Hog. And I immediately want to call out that that's not the core message of this. That's not the point. So you don't have to include that part. It's just part of what makes Post Hog Post Hog. So you could just skip that entire image completely, and it would still be as effective as it is. Right out of the gate, it says, "This is a boring marketing email. Sorry." So there's an open apology to that. And what that's doing is it's acknowledging what nobody likes about cold outbound sales. Like if you get a sales email that comes through, nobody likes that. It's coming into your space and your time, even if it's the best product in the world and it's something that you need right then. That doesn't mean it's gonna find you well, right? In terms of this message finds you well. Um, and most sales outbound kind of wraps itself in this package of like, how do we get you to open this? How do we get you in here? How do we get you engaged with our content? Even if that doesn't actually result in more sales. And we're going to talk more about that in a minute. But so it opens with, "This is a boring email, sorry." And then it says, "It feels gross, but sometimes we need to do the marketing thing. This is one of those times. Here goes. We sell add ons. Super clean, super clear pitch right there. They help you get more out of Post Hog. And Post Hog, of course, being this product you're already using, you're already a subscriber of this. In theory, you already like the product and like the company. And this acknowledges that, just saying, hey, assuming you like us, here's more of us. Just phenomenal. Like, and that's if you're building a customer centric company and product, that's exactly the approach you should be getting to, is that point where people like us, here's more of us. And if people don't like you, then that becomes a bit of a challenge and that's a tougher sell. If they do like you, that's a very effective sales strategy to say, like, this is what else we're doing. This is the other product we have. This is one of those wonderful sales pipeline pieces that comes of respecting your customers and making products and sales approaches that respect them and respect their time. And that in a minute too. Then it goes through four different products, and in each case it says, so for example, group analytics links everyone to a group like a company, good for B2B. Single line, very quick and easy. Product name, what it does, who it's for. Boom, that's it. And then this entire email ends with, okay, that's it. Sorry. And then this bottom link that just says our shareholder has insisted on the CTA. So the last thing you see is going to be a thing that makes you chuckle. Again, all fits in a single page, single view, very quick, very open immediately about what it is. It doesn't package this up, doesn't trick you into opening it, doesn't sugarcoat it at all. It's just clean and quick. It's like, hey, we're selling stuff. Here's what it is. If you like it, follow up for more. And even right there, you've got the excuse me about that. Even there at the bottom, you've got the unsubscribe button front and center right there. It's bold, it's underlined, it's clearly stands out. There's nothing buried. There's no trick to keep people in this email thread. There's nothing here that feels dishonest. Absolutely everything about this is what we're doing. This is what this is. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe, but we hope that this is respectful enough and good enough and fun enough that you'll continue getting these messages just in case one of these becomes a really good fit for you down the road. It is excellent. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about Joe's post about this. This is the most popular email in PostHog's email onboarding flow. And it stands out immediately to anybody who's been marketed to, which is basically anyone in business, anyone, because it's different. It's a different approach. And then it triggers for users who have not validated a credit card after 30 days with a series of fallbacks that trigger for those who have added a card. So PostHog is a largely free platform. There's a free use tier. There's a lot of low use tiers. And then if you want to upgrade and use it more, there are more paid add-ons and paid options. That's how the company makes their money. It's great. It's not the most popular in terms of metrics. It has around a 40% open rate and a stable 1% CTR, so click-through rate. Uh, but it's most popular in terms of response. Every email in the onboarding flow comes directly from my email address, so replies come straight to my account, and there isn't a week that goes by where I don't get a reply. That is phenomenal. That is something that's a boutique level of service that Joe at PostHog is able to do because they're selling to a small base of customers at the end of the day, right? They've got a pretty niche product that's very effectively marketed, but it's very effectively marketed for the people who need it and who will use it, for whom this email will actually result in sales. And so obviously you can't just leave your email address all the time in every single case. But for what PostHog is doing for how the company works, it works really well. And that it comes from an email address that doesn't say no reply. That really helps kind of build that level of trust because nobody signs up to get like credit card offers from their bank. Nobody wants that, but you get them anyway. Uh, and this is just an example of every single piece of this, respecting your customer, building that trust base, and just having the human touch. It comes from a human. It's in a human voice. It respects your space and your time. That's really good. It's so good. And I just had to sit down and actually record this live. I just saw this pop up and was like, I need to talk about that. But another thing that stands out, and I commented on this too, is this. It's not the most popular in terms of metrics. It has around a 40% open rate and a stable 1% CTR, click-through rate, which is very low. The automatic standard marketing response to that is how do we get people to click this email? How do we get people to click on this link? How do we trick people into pushing the button? How do we trick people to staying on board? How do we trap people into not clicking unsubscribe? All of these negative flows, they're very much not customer centric and not sales generating to try to make the numbers look better, even though they're not necessarily more effective. What they're doing at Postdoc, what Joe's doing here is he's saying, these are the metrics. This is just the reality of what this is. We understand why the metrics are what they are. We don't necessarily care about these numbers. What we care about is the engagement that we do get. Most popular in terms of response. The engagement that comes from this is really, really good. You get qualified leads, you get good communication, you get good human responses to this, responding directly to a human person at the company. That level of full self-awareness of what matters in this sales cycle, what part of this communication is so important is absolutely huge and really makes this all incredible. This is I wanted to like a round of applause for this because it really is so brilliant. And again, this is quirky, it's cute. There are a couple things I've already thrown out where this isn't going to work for every single company. Like if you have a huge customer base, if you have a really responsive customer base, you can't necessarily just give out your personal email like that. Or you can't necessarily include these graphics if that's not really the kind of thing your company does. But like strictly, truth be told, all you need is this text piece. Just do that with the company name. Keep it super simple, really straightforward. Respect the time, respect who you're talking to because these are your paying customers. Just the One of the things I love about Postdog is that they have really fine-tuned this. They've refined this, they've polished it, they've gone this brilliant marketing strategy all wrapped up, and they make it look cute. They make it look quirky. They make it look almost accidental. But when you start teasing it apart and looking the different individual pieces that go into it, it is phenomenal how well this is designed and how effective it is in terms of an approach for what they're doing. And that's it. Shout out to Postdog. Love you guys. All right. Till next time.